you know,
Yeah.
my ego is good. My ego is a good thing. It helps me and it helps people around me. I just have to use my ego wisely. And I just heard Mike Tyson and Kevin Gates talking about it, and it just felt so good. 'Cause I'm like, yo, I'm not the only person that thinks like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
I want a bigger ego. I know it's gonna sound crazy to
exactly,
people, but I
exactly,
want a bigger ego. Like I
right,
think sometimes we get suffocated within our ego because we don't do enough, you understand me, to match it and to grow it. But it's
right,
like imagine trying to create a pyramid, you understand me, and the ego you needed to have in number one to in order to want to accomplish it, but to stick through it. You know, that's different to create a grandiose scale of a civilization that represents you in the honor of your reflection and your family and your principles and morals. You know, a lot of that was built out of what would be considered ego, but not from the standpoint of self-destruction, but the standpoint of evolution and growth and vision. You know, so I think that men, specifically black men, need bigger egos if they ever want to run their own world.
right. No, for sure. And see, we was injected with a lot of ego, a lot of bravado, a lot of confidence when Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "Black man, y'all gods," right?
Yeah,
Because at that particular time, we were broken. We were broken. Like a dog you trying to train, but you beat him too much,
that's
he
a
ain't got
fact.
no fight in him. That's how we were post civil rights era. You know what I'm saying? But it's good though. Things are good. Listen, think about the story of Cinderella, right? All other sisters was treated whatever, fair. She was treated like shit. And look what happened with her. Look
Hmm.
at us here in this country, in America. Uh, black people in America. Look at black people all over the world. We talked about this. All over the world, look what we producing. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. You know, on all levels, not just entertainment, academia, culture, the whole nine, technology, right? Is next level. Why? It's because we've been that stress we talked about.
Right.
We've been getting beat the fuck up, but we didn't die. You know what I'm saying? We didn't succumb. We fought back. We endured as much as we could, and now we're you know we thriving now. It's like the roads that grew from concrete. You put
Mm.
out concrete anywhere in the world. The natural state of things, you can't. You can try to subdue it, but it shines. You know what I'm saying? And it's stronger because you haven't killed it. You haven't eradicated it. You know
We
what I'm
got dark matter. You understand me? You know that dark matter. You know the darker your spirit, the greater your absorption of light and energy and all things around you. We've absorbed so much, and we are actually great containers to absorb all things around us. Like we got spacesuits on. There's this shit called A Man Who Fell from Sky, I believe. Basically about this black alien, um, who comes to the world to try his dying off of, but the brother completely intelligent, but they showed that, his skin suit was black skin. Of course, because it's the best for cloaking himself, but not only that, absorbing radiation. You understand me? And the darker your spirit becomes, like a cube, and you are able to absorb more energy. Like if you find somebody that has been through the most shit in the planet, they have absorbed so much energy. You understand me? And they hold on to that, and it gives them so much power. Yeah, a person that has been through nothing, they have nothing within them that they can utilize as a source of energy to go out there and release and execute and power. So that's why
and
oftentimes
that's okay
fucked
too,
up people do a lot of shit.
and that's okay. So like I have people around me that haven't been through anything, right? And they have a certain purity and beauty about them that I really admire and appreciate, right?
Absolutely.
But I do come into contact sometimes with people who fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I
But
say
DNA
that in a
wise,
proverbial sense,
even
like
the
people
people
that,
that never been through nothing, they've already been through what the collective through the DNA.
oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
And sometimes the experience of going through stuff helps you deal with what's already innate in you to understand it. You understand me? I think what happens, like, because the beauty of purity is definitely to be in that flow, but also to be inexperienced in your own trauma that you've inherited. Until you get to a point where you're no longer a generation of trauma, but it exists in our DNA until we erase it.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
think that's often what those dark times do. It gives us experience to understand what we inherited within our DNA, which allows us to overcome it. Because that first hero journey you take is within.
Right, right. So interesting. So I'm observing like my children, right? Like Elijah, for instance. And you know, he's really on his way. This guy's 16 years old. He's 16-year-old about to be a multimillionaire, right? Like it's crazy. Without me, without my money, right? So, and he hasn't been through anything really, right? And I think that his journey will be in a different fashion than say my journey, right? Now, my journey, me being a person who has been through filth, right? Been through it all, you know, seen the worst that you could see in life, you know, I don't want that for him at all. But it took for me to really dig myself out of the deficits that I was in that maybe my parents couldn't protect me from, you know, because they didn't know any better, to make sure that he doesn't have to go through that. So where he starts at is a lot higher than where I started at, right? And he doesn't have, I got a lot of things that still pull me, you know what I mean? A lot of filth. I can't front like I don't. You know what I'm saying? And it carries through. Like I be in boardroom meetings, I be all over the place, and people are a little bit intimidated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that may inhibit certain things, but that's fine. I make up for it in other places. However, I want him to have that pure, powerful ascension, just like a rocket ship. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
take like SpaceX Dragon. Nothing can hold it back. It can come and land in reverse, just high tech. You know what I'm saying? My method, my trajectory has been some finesse, but a lot of force, a lot of power, a lot of energy, which I do believe, and my family hate when I say this, I feel like because of that, because I expend so much, I feel like I'm gonna die early. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all right with that, as long as my people is set up. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to have a smooth ascension. You know what I'm saying? That smooth life that I never had. You know what I mean?
You think that's interesting. You said two things. You know, of course, you know, we create what we project. So you know, I think about life in the terms of, you know, if you say it, it definitely will be. Not that it have to, but a man can go beyond his own mind. So therefore, you set the limitation of your experiences based on what you project. And then two, you know, I think that the idea of wanting the easy, or not the easy, but the streamlined flow of life for your son, for me, I find that to be it's I find that it's dangerous, right? Because what end up happening is the opposite, because what requires to have that streamlined life is a lot of strength. And so sometimes without the stresses of the experiences, it doesn't allow a person to go through what normally something you would have navigated without any issue or problem, because of the strength that you hold, that a person that didn't have those experiences may not go through the type that you go through, but they go through something way less, but with way worse. So it'd be,
Gotcha.
you know, it could be a heartbreak from a girl that send you into a spiral of depression while everything else was perfect, but that was the one area where your heart wasn't, you know, strengthened that. Because, you know, we become desensitized towards pain and different things of that nature. You could lose a friend and it may not even be his life. And then that can revere a different path. So it's like there's a level of, you know, fortification that has to happen and training that has to happen in order for the ability to go through life and to challenge those experiences head on and come out of each one of them. Huge, small, white collar, street, crazy, regular. However, he got to be a good navigator to get through those rough seas. Everybody sees is different depending on what you used to weathering.
Indeed. Okay, so I didn't articulate myself well, and thank you for bringing that point up. 100% he needs adversity. You know what I mean? It's just that his adversity will do nothing but adorn him with more beauty